Tateshi.
Okay.
What is up, internet? I am Tateshi, and today is a weird episode, isn't it? It is a podcast type episode. We're currently sitting on the game set. I do apologize. Usually I don't do podcast here, but I don't have a set to do the podcast. And I didn't want to break out the 2D set, so I figured, why not? Why don't we just do it where we know I do a lot of stuff here on the channel. Any which way. If you're new to said podcast, I'm going to rant, ramble, and talk about stuff because people thought that's probably a better way for me to talk. I'm not really good at doing the podcast stuff anymore since I used to do an ensemble where it involved me talking with a bunch of people. But what could possibly be stupid? Just a one-man show podcast? I don't know how to do that. I just know stop talking and play music. So, first and foremost, I have no idea how we're going to do the show as of right now, as majority of the podcast has been boiled down to either I talk about the 90s or I talk about video games and such. And if you are not a part of like the Twitch streaming channel that I run, which is Tateshi_VR, just like the YouTube, there's always links in the description below if you're watching us on YouTube. I don't know. I'm trying out their new podcast feature. Give me a break. Let me know if you even see it on podcast stuff. So any which way, what we usually do is we stream a bunch of games on like Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And the thing is with Tuesdays is I like to go back and play some old retro games and try to work through them and actually beat them and get like a trophy or an achievement for saying that I've beaten them. And we have a trophy wall. So if you're watching the video, of course, here's the trophy wall. These are all the ones that we've beaten so far on the channel. But if you're listening to just the audio, I like to go through them as a kind of homage to the fact that these are the games that we have done. We have Portal 1 and 2. We have Sunset Overdrive. We have Simpsons Hit and Run. We have... Oh, God, there's so much. So there's a lot of them we have missed. I will say this. There is a lot we have missed, and I do apologize for that. But best thing I could do is like make these trophies and put them in the set. But we have Jedi Fallen Order, because we have BD1. We have Alien for Alien Isolation. We have King Kong because we did Peter Jackson's King Kong. That was a classic of my childhood and that someone requested me to play. We also have Isaac Clarke for all of Dead Space. And then we have Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That's what we currently have finished on the list, and it keeps growing by the day. That being said, whoo! I got so much on my like list to go through, so I'm like trying my best to get through a lot of requests and a lot of like user suggested like games, like Garden of Banban was requested last weekend as of this podcast. I know it's gonna be weird. It's recorded. I'm sorry. We did that. We did 1 through 3 because 4 is still in the works. I kind of have to agree with Jacksepticeye. I did not like it, but I can't put a trophy on that wall until the series is done. But I will say, like, at least I'm taking requests from users, and I'm getting a lot of good games. A lot of people want me to like play. I still have to play Conker's Bad Fur Day. We played a little bit of it on the channel, but we kept running into issues with the deck, mostly with the controls. So I have to like switch it up a bit. But we're going through that slowly. And then what was it? Thursday is usually like a regular day for like gaming. Currently right now it's Cult of the Lambs. The community just loves Cult of the Lambs. So I'm just gonna keep it going until we're done. I think we're getting close to being done though, due to the fact that the cult's almost fully upgraded. We have like maybe one more like main level we have to go to get full upgrades on stuff. But we're getting there. There's about 5 gods we have to destroy, and we have I think 2 of them like completely annihilated. So I plan on, with the podcast, I do plan on doing like we used to do a while back. We used to do reading the news. That was something we used to do. I used to call it weekend roundup because I used to like shoot the episode. So like what happened was like I would shoot the episode very quickly by just pulling some news articles that I like read online and shoot it for like a TikTok video, and then put that out the door right before like my regular talk show that I used to do live on Twitch. But then I stopped doing that for 2 reasons. One, I had work. I would get off work and in 2 hours have to film something quickly to post for Friday, and then immediately hop on like VR chat to do the podcast, and the talk show. And then that basically became like just monotonous, especially when like the VR news was getting like super dried up, because my main goal with the channel was to take a look at VR games, but with VR games being pretty much a stalemate, or just, you know, it just hasn't really like flourished into something. I stepped away from it. And with like VR chat being completely like different and weird nowadays, I don't go on as much. I want to go on more and do like on Fridays, maybe go back and do VR chat stuff. But I just, with my work schedule and such, I cut back on it. That being said though, a lot of people do enjoy when I did like 90s ads, like where they got to see me talk more and interact with the audience. Now, I made this podcast more limited in the sense that we have it more of a controlled area instead of it just having like sound alerts going off, cutaway gags and such, because that's what happens on like live streams. Is I sit behind this TV over here with the PS3 loading background. And I currently have it on a different camera, but I have Kyle down there. Kyle usually spits out links and like socials and such, with the stream deck down there also playing the same thing. But we would have like, people enjoy Hose Gang, which is a new running joke on the channel. Is this freaky deaky hose that looks like Clippy. We have Carl Weezer here that does karaoke. Sadly, we are going to be retiring soon. Marky Mark and Johnny 5. We haven't got their stuff into rotation yet. We also have Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force that has the best timing when it comes to the channel, so he's gonna probably stay for a while. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, so I figured doing it as a controlled environment and just being able to talk with no interruptions should be fine. Because it's not my first rodeo doing a podcast. I did podcasts like way back during college in like the early 2010s, and I did it with a group of friends, and I thought it was fun. But that was back before Joe Rogan had his own little thing. So tonight is gonna be one of those like kind of not coherent type podcasts. So I do apologize if you're looking for like a high quality type of podcast here. I am a VTuber. I would love to talk more about VTubing, but I feel like everybody and their mom talks about VTubing, and everybody's going to approach the situation differently than I will. When it comes to VTubing, it's not easy for a lot of people, and it's not the end-all be-all to save your content. So we're going to take a look at that tonight. And then a lot of people have requested that I look at some 90s stuff and talk about some 90s stuff and do some 90s stuff, because if you don't know, I am a 90s kid. I run my channel off the blood of 90s. I have to embed it everywhere. If you haven't seen around the set already, I have we have behind Mark, we have Star Wars Episode 1 posters that were from Taco Bell. I never knew those existed, but I saw them somewhere. I don't know exactly the moment I saw them, but I saw some promotional material from Taco Bell from the 90s, and I'm like, oh my god, I need these posters. So I put them in the set. And then off in the distance, I have Good Burger, because I love Good Burger. I think it's if you're gonna say something about the 90s, Good Burger is definitely one of those topics. And then also we have, in like another corner, we have the Godzilla 98 poster, because God be damned that movie would literally be a joke. A lot of people hate the film. I find the film to be hilariously bad. So I'll do an episode on it. A lot of the stuff I would like to talk about, I could do an episode on. The big issue has been, we did a retro recall on Jack and Daxter long ago, and the problem we had was I could never replicate the quality of content from it. So best advice I had was, like, I could do Twisted Metal and I could do Good Burger. Those are the top two that were in the pipeline, but I kept running into issues where I keep reshooting it because I would read a script and it would be like, Keenan and Kel were popular in the 90s. Nickelodeon opened up a Nickelodeon studio for film. They partnered up with Paramount to distribute the films. The second film in their filmography was Good Burger. Good Burger, of course, revolves... Like, I didn't want to do something like that. And I think a lot of people would have been, again, disheartened by it. But then again, I'm already disheartened by YouTube's algorithm. Fuck YouTube and fuck TikTok. I could go on for hours and hours and talking about stuff. But today, we're going to be taking a look at some stuff. First and foremost, as always, if you want to see me live on Twitch, I have my schedule always posted. This week's schedule is always going to be in this little TV screen right here. But as of right now, tomorrow, which is like currently the 20th, it's May, we're going to be doing Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is our thing that we're doing on Saturday right now, because I really would like to finish Final Fantasy VII Remake. So chat wanted to sit through the long haul of me playing it, and some people have never actually seen the remake and were concerned if they should pick it up. My advice is I love it. The only reason why I love it is because I like that it's different from the original. I did play a little bit of the original leading up to the remake, but I never got to finish the remake because I had it on PS4, got rid of my PS4, and so on and so forth. It came to PC, and I never got to play it on PC. So we're playing it on Steam Deck. So, but like I said, like tonight for the podcast, for the first episode, I'm gonna talk a little bit of VTubing and talk about some 90s stuff. But as always, I always go live at twitch.tv/Tateshi_VR. If you see the links in the description, it's always there. We always go 5 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. GMT, and 2 p.m. PST, because those are the top time zones in our community, so that's what we stick to. Coming up, also in June, this will be our second year running it, is Summer Jam. Summer Jam is a special event that I I started last year as a nice little, hey, it's summertime, happy summertime kind of a thing. Let's like look at some indie games, because I wanted to look more at indie games to give indie games more of a chance on streaming. So there is, last year we were trying to, the problem I had last year was we couldn't find enough games on itch.io. Like like the first year was kind of like a mulligan. We were just gonna sit there, we were gonna look at games, we were gonna play them, and we were gonna have a fun time. Well, on itch.io, we really didn't find anything. Like there's like the Cyberpunk game, I think it's like Lazar, that I wanted to play, and I played it and I thought it was pretty fun. We still keep those games on the channel. The only catch is when it comes to certain games, because of Twitch's, exclusivity deal, I can't release a lot of the stuff for like 48 hours ish. But I have the golden rule is, if I finish the game on stream, then we completely archive the series so that that's there and it's an accomplishment. If I don't finish the series, it doesn't get archived. So furthermore is, oh God, what was it? When we were doing Summer Jam, it was just a really like, how would I describe it? It was one of those types of things where we were just having fun. Like it was the whole point of it was to basically have fun. So we were doing games like, what was it? We started doing Fall Guys. Fall Guys was the main one we brought to the channel. So another big one we did was, I looked at it for a little bit and then I never went back to it. It was, we did Murder House and Blood Wash. There we go. We did those. And the main takeaway was I wanted to come back to those games. Like it's kind of weird. It's like Torture Star is like the main game series. But then like Puppet Combo does like publishing. So it's kind of weird to like describe those games, but like doing Murder House and Blood Wash being the popular two at that time, like that was kind of fun, and I wanted to go back to that. So this year for season 2 of Summer Jam, we're doing it more of a movie rental store in homage to the fact that Torture Star has like a whole bundle of all their games that revolve in this weird kind of like PS1 graphics PS1 graphics VHS style kind of series. So we're gonna take a look at games like that. I also have a couple more. Rose had recommended me. If you don't know Rose is an amazing community person. She designed the hoodie I'm wearing for my avatar. She also created Kyle, and she's done a plethora of art for us. She's also redesigning the Summer Jam logo and also designing artwork for Summer Jam Season 2. She had recommended Chilla's art, the Japanese horror series. There's like 11 games in that series. We're gonna take a look at them as well, because I don't think there's enough of the Puppet Combo games to really like get from like June 18th to August 18th, because we go for all summer. We keep the summer theme going. So that's kind of it. I know I've been like rambling on for like 20 minutes in this podcast about stuff that's coming down the pipeline, but that's kind of how this first episode is going to be for the moment, because I don't know how to, I don't want to say I don't know how to do this podcast, but it's like all just a mixed bag of stuff. So the only thing I have for the news right now is literally Overwatch 2 announced that they are not doing PvE, which was very stupid. So I like that the running joke for the last 4 years for the Overwatch team has been doing absolutely nothing with Overwatch besides just wasting everybody's time, because they had canceled, or they terminated Overwatch 1 to release Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is free to play, but it is the exact same game that nobody cares about nowadays because it's not. It really fell off, especially for me. It fell off really hard because when you kind of ruined ranked, it was not worth playing anymore. When people were literally just like keeping everybody out of being high ranked in Overwatch because you have to rely on a whole team of people. Yeah, no, I'm done. Like it sucked having people come in with Smurf accounts and just destroy teams in a matter of seconds. But that was kind of the thing with Overwatch 2 is they were planning on doing a PvE mode and expanding on the story. Well, apparently it looks like they don't give a fudge about the story. I'm trying not to like really swear because I have to please the YouTube algorithm gods. I hate you so much. So yeah, that was the big thing this week. There was also, what was it? The Five Nights at Freddy's teaser came out. I really, how do I describe my feelings on this? I already saw the leak trailer. And I'm already like, they have my money no matter what. Like, I'm going to go see this, whether it's bad or good. I typically, if it's something I like, which I grew up with the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Basically to describe Five Nights at Freddy's was, it was Chuck E. Cheese, but a horror series of it. I'm in. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. I was in. Because I grew up and I knew kids that didn't like the animatronics, that were afraid of the animatronics. And I just thought, you know, Chuck E. Cheese was very gimmicky. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. These animatronics are going to kill me? Sure, I'll try it. And I got through the first 4 games. Well, give or take, the last game in that series at the time, 4, was an absolute goddamn nightmare. And I just did not like it. Now, for Halloween this year, we're going to tackle all of those games. Not in VR, thank God. I can't do the fucking VR again. We did for the 100 follower special, we did FNAF VR, and I could not get through the Halloween episode. I couldn't get through majority of the levels. I couldn't. It gives me actual panic attacks. Like, I don't like the loud noises and the big ginormous. I didn't think they would be 7 foot tall. But yeah, no, they're huge as hell playing the VR game. But the trailer came out, like, it leaked out, and the best part about the trailer leaking was some kid was doing trailer surveys, and they were like, hey, here's the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's. And his best response was, I'm doing it for the community. He leaked it, and the community literally turned around and was like, hey, did you sign a non-disclosure agreement? Yeah, but I did it for the community. Yeah, kiss your butt goodbye. Like, you're getting sued. And then he followed up with an apology video, and he was sorry that he posted the trailer because he didn't want to get sued now. Bro, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, there's a reason why things like that are, like, serious. Because, like, there was a lot of people that are, like, anticipating it. Now, the main thing I've been hearing about the trailer right now has been, or the teaser trailer, teaser trailer. A lot of people are not liking the red eyes, and they're really wanting the black, or like the black circle with the dot. I'm like, guys, get over it. Like, have you seen a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic that was from the early 2000s? Prime example was those lights. They're like, their eyes were like little light bulbs. Yeah, I could see why they switched it to red. I'll give you that. But being like up in arms over that, please stop. Get some help. It's not worth a fight. It's gonna be a good movie no matter what. Or it could be a bad movie. Let's fucking go, man. Like, who cares? They had the fastest turnaround I have ever seen for a horror movie. So yeah, I'm pretty sure if it's good or bad, I could care less. They're like, oh, well, the animatronics look cheap. We've lived in an era of like CG for a long time. Just being able to see them physically there is okay in my book. So That happened this week. The trailer looks great, the teaser trailer. Because God be damned if I don't get that right. Any which way. What else? There wasn't really any other big news. A lot of PC launch titles having the worst time right now. Hence why we're not playing Jedi Survivor right now. Because I to be fair, I have gotten it working on my deck. I've just been very patient to play it on stream. But it has been a nightmare to actually I don't want to say stream or play, but it's been like a nightmare for a lot of people who have low end and high end systems. It's just been stuttering and just having a lot of hiccups. I haven't delved into it, but that's one major one. Redfall was hilariously bad. I've seen the clips of it. I find it hilarious that was a $80 game. I paid $100. I'll say this. I paid $100 for Jedi Survivor because I wanted the DLC, because I already Fallen Order already had the DLC, because I got that game I got the game free from Twitch's Prime system for gaming, where they give out games for free. But then just get it on Steam, I ended up getting it on a sale for they had the lowest I've seen it has been $5 to get just Jedi Fallen Order. But then you could get the DLC is $10. It's well worth it if you want some cosmetics, but it's not going to change your game. But that being said, Redfall, Jedi Survivor, fuck, I can't swear. Last of Us was so bad. I was so mad. I skipped buying it for the stream. I was going to stream it. I was so hyped to play it. Looks like utter garbage on PC. I lost it when I saw Tess T-posing in the first level. I'm like, are you serious? I don't think anybody has finished it on PC. And Naughty Dog's like, oh, well, we didn't do it. We sent somebody else to do it. Why? Why did you do that? It's your game. But I guess Sony probably forced them to do it, because they're probably working on the third game right now. Any which way, I'll play it on a Steam sale, but it's never going to happen on a Steam sale, because most Sony games, because Sony technically owns it, they're just offering up the sale rights to distribute them on Steam. It's never on sale. You'd be lucky to see a game from Sony on sale on Steam, and 9 times out of 10, it's Days Gone or Horizon Zero Dawn, because those are the ones that they usually put on sale the most. Data War, I've seen maybe get 30% off, but that's about it. Also, Data War 2 is still not on PC, and I'm waiting so patiently to get a PS5 or a PC port of it. Also, Bloodborne's not on PC. Would love to play that. I say that, but I hate Dark Souls, and I'll give that one a Dark Souls chance. I have given Sakura Dies Twice. I gave that one a chance. I still am stuck in the beginning, but I like the story of that one too. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima I've never played. I'd love to play it. Oh well, don't have a PS4, so that's kind of my thing. It's I got rid of my PS4 to get my my VR headset, and I got rid of my Switch as well. That's why I'm not playing Tears of the Kingdom. It's if I don't have the console, I'm not playing it. So nobody's begged me to play it, so it doesn't matter. No one's begging me to play certain games. I just pick the games from my list. So we're coming up on the half-hour mark, and as always, I try to do random talking for the first part, talk about the news, and then go into the main topics of today. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be talking about the VTubing stuff. If you're looking forward to the 90s stuff, that's going to be more towards the back end of the podcast. So I'm going to try to figure out spacing it out. I don't know how chapters work in YouTube. I don't know. YouTube's never offered a tutorial on it. I don't know if it's still a beta feature or something. But any which way, best way to describe doing the podcast right now is I'm going to pick 2 topics and kind of talk about them. I'm going to try to keep this to an hour so it's more digestible for people. But at the same time, I what do you want me to do with multiple camera angles like this? This is not editing. This is real. All this shot in real time. It's a real virtual set provided to me by Emotion. If you're wondering about Emotion, in Twitch, I do offer a link to their sign up. They're still an early alpha build, but I don't think I have it on the YouTube side. So it is usually emotion.com. They have it also on Steam as a waiting list. But if you want to get a part of it, you go through their website, go to their waiting list, sign up, and then they'll get you situated. Basically, they onboard people on Discord and they walk you through how to run the program. It's a virtual set, so it's like you control multiple cameras here, and you just connect one camera to OBS, basically. I've been using it for a few months now, and it has changed how I do my streams. So it's just how I feel a lot of my stuff kind of is. Like I said before, like doing, for example, like any of the, like Carl, for example, having this would never be able to do that in like my 2D set or even just regular streams. Being able to have him on like my virtual set and be able to cut away to him and do a gag has made my stream feel a little bit different from a lot of people, and it keeps evolving and changing over time. I hate to say it, but the set that we're currently on will be retired towards the end of my avatar's lifespan. So once I get my new avatar built and designed, which I hate doing it, I hate talking about it, especially like right now with how stuff's been going. I do have a commission on my throne page to build the final model and get that going. It's about $826 from what we have from the chart from Vox. It's Vox who's got the low poly model set. So yeah, we're going for the whole bells and whistles with the artist, and being able to do that will be the final model that I'll ever have, because I've been doing Vroids for a while, and I don't like Vroids. There's so many problems with Vroids that I've slowly started to tell people, hey, maybe you shouldn't get a Vroid. And it's really like stupid stuff. So on today's VTuber kind of tips, I'm going to talk to you guys about doing, like, how do you get into it? What do you do, kind of a thing? And how can you go from a PNG or just a no face streamer to doing a virtual like avatar like this? First and foremost, really going to Steam and doing the Vroid is the cheaper option, because it is, and I will say, like, mine still kind of looks generic, but you basically can make an avatar from scratch, and what you'll make is a VRM like file. I forget what the actual terminology of the VRM is, but you basically make a virtual avatar that you can customize through Vroid, and you can export it out, and then it be read through a program called Vseeface. Again, like, anytime people ask in the comments, like, if you want a tutorial about stuff, I don't mind doing tutorials. I especially when I did Beatcubot, and I've done one episode for Emotion for how I do my channel point redeems, but that's gonna get retired soon when the new Twitch integrated system is released, because then I'm gonna break it. That being said, I don't mind doing tutorials on how to do certain stuff, but the main one I don't do is how to do avatars, because everybody's like very unique, and like how you do an avatar is different from how I would do an avatar. Prime example is for female characters, I don't think I can get the current female character I did for our. There's meta with my channel, so I just want to preference this. Ellie, who's behind the bar here, is our first kind of female avatar that we have. She's going to be a character on the show whenever I can get. One thing is I need to get animations working in emotion for her to be more, not like, I don't want to say blow up doll, but she's pretty much static. She's a static model right now, with the exception of like everyone else being like a PNG, except for maybe Carl and a couple of other avatars you could see on set. But that being said, she's a character. Kyle, of course, over here is a character. If you don't know Kyle, you don't know me. You don't know the channel. But then yeah, we have one more character we haven't introduced or revealed yet, because they're not made yet. We're trying to find a way to get what was essentially the trash can guy from the 7-Eleven shorts that we did, where he was like cracked out of his mind. We're trying to find a homeless guy model, or at least make a homeless guy model. But Vroid is kind of your like starting point. If you're an artist, there is an alternative route where you would do your open and close, like open mouth, closed mouth for a model, and different expressions for that model. And you could do Veadotube. It's like it's on itch.io. It's this one where it has like a picture of a deer. And I know a lot of people that do 2D avatars, they typically use that. It's a little less straining on your computer, because for me right now, I'm like a 3D model on a virtual canvas that's put into this system for motion, but like it tracks me moving around and such. It might eat up a lot of low-end GPUs. They do have a potato mode where you won't move, so it'd be basically, hi, how you guys doing? I can't move, but this is how I would react if I could move. See, there you go. People listening to the audio are just like, what the fuck are you doing? I broke my rule, damn it. No, trying to be PG over here. I failed. Any which way, when you make a model with like Vroid, you could export. There's a new way to do VRMs. There's like VRM 0 and VRM 1. VRM 1 is like, I don't want to say it's stupid, but right now it's not really recommended. I don't recommend it because all it does is gives you HDR textures, and it really is not easy to work with. That being said, I highly recommend just going with VRM 0. You're fine. Prime example of VRM 1 and 0 is literally Ellie. I had to export her twice just to get her to look right. And I know currently right now she's in the corner with like a kind of a ghost look on her. It's just the lighting. There's a whole new lighting system in Mmotion right now that I'm still kind of playing around with. But that being said, when you get into modeling a bit though, once you get the VRM made from Vroid, you still have more issues to deal with. One of them, I had to actually request Panda, thank you so much Panda, was to repair my lips. The V-Sync would be way off, or the lip sync would be way off, where it wouldn't match up properly. And there was just more issues that came upon it. Now, say for example, you wanted to be like a 3D model like I am, and you wanted to do like VR chat stuff. Well, yeah, that's even more complicated because of the amount of hoops you have to go through to repair the model, the VRM model, and get it into VR chat correctly. It's not an easy task, but another option is if you are an artist and you are skilled in sculpting in 3D, make your own in Blender, export it as an FBX, which is, again, another file type that I don't know the context of what the letters mean. And then you're able to put it into like Unity and like export that out as a VRM, or you can get like a special attachment for Blender and export that out as a VRM. But there's also, I think for Unity, you can do Vsafari files as well. Like there's multiple ways you could do that. But again, designing a model is not my forte, because I can come up with the concept, but I can't like design a model, and everybody's gonna have their own preferences. Like I said, I kind of wanted to do like a retro 90s kind of design, and a lot of people don't know, but like my hoodie's based off of Rocco's Modern Life and like rad retro kind of 80s stuff, where it's like we have like the synthwave kind of sun in the middle, and then these like triangles and circles. We were like, oh, we'll do like a Rocco design, and then kind of Rose added in circles and such to like really make it spicy. So I like the design. It's been the design I think I've had for about 1.5 years now, / almost 2 years. But I went from a baseball cap backwards that barely fit on my head, with like cyberpunk cat headphones that had little blue marks on them, which we've now moved that design. Like when we were designing Kyle, we put that design onto Kyle. So like Kyle has the aviator sunglasses and the little markings. So he's reminiscent of that past. So, and I still have the pictures and I still have the models, and I will never forget those models that I've used. But that being said, like, don't always like, I guess, settle down with one model either. Like, be happy with like the progress you make, and then work towards one that you're finally like officially happy with yourself with. Because I definitely like what Hisense designed the drawing, and then I had I think it was Mox that did the 3D model that's on screen. The 3D model does not work. We tried. It is not really a 3D model. It's a 3D painting. So, yeah. So, like, those two people have been able to create what I envisioned the last model would be with how it is. And it has kind of a lot of assets that come back from the past and come forward. For example, the hoodie has always been the staple, and it is just well infused with my branding that it's just there. Kyle and this hoodie is my branding. It's never me. That being said, anyway, so once you get into like making the model and you're done and you're happy with what you have, Vseeface is pretty straightforward if you get that and I have the program everywhere. Like, I link it sometimes in the description. I think. If not, please let me know. I'll put it in the description. But if not, you just go to like www.vseeface.icu. It's like the top link when you search for it. You drop your avatar, you click on it, you select your VRM file, and it pops. There you go. You just gotta tell it what microphone and what webcam you're using, and it will track you pretty well. You just have to tinker with the settings a little bit. But again, if you want a tutorial, I could do a tutorial on that. I usually don't do stuff with models because I'm not a model expert. But say you get it going, all right, what are you gonna do? What games are you gonna play on stream? Like, what is your goal with your avatar? Are you gonna do like I said, like you could do tutorials, you could like do what I'm doing, a podcast because I'm an idiot. Like, the list goes on. But one thing I advise, like, when you get into streaming, one, don't get Streamlabs. I don't care if your buddy uses it. I don't care if you've used it in the past. Streamlabs eats up resources so much on the computer that it will kill you in the long run. Because even though it's easy, it takes about 5 minutes for me to teach somebody how to use OBS. It's pretty straightforward. If you want to add anything into OBS, you just need to go find the plugin, click .exe if you're on PC, and then just install, and you have that kind of plugin for OBS. Now, if you want something like seeing your Twitch alerts, or your quick actions or something, you just grab the web browser extension kind of a thing. It's not that you just go to docs, you create a doc from that URL and it just spits out a doc. You just slap it in. So you can make OBS look like Streamlabs. There's a way to do it. It's just people just refuse to get out of their ways and actually get away from Streamlabs. Streamlabs is not a really good company at all. I would put Streamlabs up there with Activision and EA for being just really bad. They blatantly ripped off another company marketing ad stuff where I think it was something to do with like console streaming to OBS, and they have actually tried to sue OBS for trademark, but OBS is like not copyrighted, so trying to take copyright from something that's already free is just really a waste of time. That being said, if you're looking for games, I know people get really frustrated when it comes to games. People say you don't want to niche yourself into kind of games where like you're only playing horror games, or you're only playing like FPS shooters or Call of Duty because you are just that dedicated to Call of Duty, Chad. Any which way, variety VTubing is a little bit harder because when you become a variety streamer, a lot of people want to see you for X content, but you only provide X, Y, and Z content. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. The way I found around being a variety VTuber has been, and it's not the end all be all, has been literally just play what you want, tell your audience what you want to see. So if they want to see more horror games, do more horror games. If you want to do more, shooter games like Call of Duty, dedicate a night on streaming to just Call of Duty so that you can get back to people that want to watch horror stuff or watch funny videos. Like you do what you can for your audience, not just do it because you want to, kind of a thing. That being said, though, I still highly recommend not doing what everyone else does. Like, don't play Valorant, don't play Overwatch, don't play Fortnite. God, please don't play Fortnite. God, please don't. But the thing is like, find games that you want to play on stream, play them, and see how your audience reacts to it. But what do I do if I have 0 people watching me, or like nobody's coming to watch my streams? You have to really like network with people, and one of the best ways I found networking wise when you're starting off as a VTuber has been literally using Twitter and TikTok. At the time of recording, these two things are still alive. I highly don't recommend both of them as of recording because TikTok's algorithm has been very weird for the last few months for me. Like, a lot of my videos just don't pop as much as they used to. Like, I used to be I have over 1,000. I could do TikTok lives, but they won't give me the stream key for doing TikTok lives. It's a little bit more complicated. That being said, though, I would get like an average of 250 views on a video. I'm not even breaking 50 now, which is kind of sad. But what you want to do with TikTok is, as of right now, Twitch added in their kind of vertical video clipping system for their clips. They basically have it now. You can just send those to YouTube Shorts, and you could also download and upload to TikTok or Instagram. I personally don't use Instagram. I don't like Facebook. I hate Meta. Even though I have a Quest 2, I hate dealing with Meta just to get the cheapest VR headset on the market right now. I know, like, as of now, there are like the Pico 4, which is on the same kind of like $100 more than the Quest 2, or even a few dollars more, because they bumped up the price of the Quest 2, which is weird. Anyways, I digress. I wouldn't recommend getting like a Valve Index. I'd recommend getting the HTC headset over the Valve one, because the Valve one keeps breaking for a lot of people. I don't know why. I know someone that has broken one 3 times, and I know another person that has broke the headset constantly. Like the LCD screen inside just keeps dying. So I don't recommend the Valve ones. But basically, I hate go rambling on certain topics, but you want to be able to play a variety of games on stream, and you want to be able to pull in an audience of people that really should be there for you and not the game. If they're there for the game, then you're not a good streamer in that sense. If they're there for you because they like seeing you play a game, succeed at doing a challenge, or just because you bring good vibes like I do, then you're doing streaming right. Like, you're the entertainment, not the game. And that has been a model that I've like said for like long time now. A lot of people, especially like a lot of people that think it's Call of Duty again. It's always Call of Duty because I don't think people that play Call of Duty are entertaining at all. You could say Dr. Disrespect and like Tim whatever does an amazing job at playing Call of Duty, yada yada yada. The thing is like I see a lot of people that play streams, and you're either gonna have to be really good at the game, where you're doing like a 360 no scope and you're just like annihilating the team in like 3 minutes flat, game over, you won the whole entire thing. No wall hacks. Please don't cheat at games. It's if you're not good at the game, don't try to get good at it by cheating. You're not solving any problems by doing that. But that being said, being able to like do like what was it? I forget his name. It's there's a guy that literally does challenges on Phasmophobia where he'll go on like professional or insane mode and he'll like be like, all right, we're gonna do it, but I'm only gonna use a candle. And it's like he has to solve the ghost, but he only has the candle. So he can't use the curse objects. He can't do any other equipments. He has to use his knowledge of knowing how the ghosts work during a hunt, and only using a candle. He has to like figure it out. Like that's kind of like that's interesting. You want to see him try to get through it. Like it's like content like that where you see that the streamer is attempting something, and you want to see them overcome it. And you want to root for them, and you're not caring that there's a guy playing like 5 rounds of Call of Duty, failing every time, and then getting mad that one person is watching the stream. That has happened. Best advice is if you're not really like, if you're an introvert, I don't know how to explain how you shouldn't really be doing streaming, as it's just bringing more people closer to you. I know introverts don't like people, so this is more of an extroverted thing because you want to put yourself out there. But even like I don't like putting myself out there as much. People know I've had issues in the past with a lot of communities. One of them being especially next month is the Pride community, and even though I'm a part of it, I still feel uncomfortable with the community. So like I actually try to like gotta get your self-confidence to do streaming. You gotta have, and one thing with VTubing is you have that confidence a little bit because you look at your model and you go, that is me. If you look at your model and you're like, that is not me, then you should not even be doing that. Like there's probably some type of an issue going on. And I'm not saying it's with you. I'm saying like you didn't like what the artist did, or you didn't like the concept that you were working with. You can always fix those things, but you can't fix yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Because if you say that you don't like it because you don't like you, or you don't like that you are this character, that is more of an internal mental thing that you have to overcome and that you have to fix. And a lot of people, especially in our like society with how like we kind of glorify standards, like we say like women have to look a certain way, men have to be a certain way, it hurts. So you have to kind of pull yourself back a bit from it. And it's if you want to, the best way is to really like love yourself in that way is with the VTubing stuff. I have been more open with talking with people and connecting with people on this kind of VTubing stuff than I did as a regular person. Because as a regular person, I might be a hideous monster because I don't look handsome. I'd say I'm a 4, maybe a 5, but I definitely ain't no 6. But that being said, like this, you know, people hear my voice and they're more entertained by my voice than, you know, my eyes or my face or whatever is in between my legs, because God be damned, that's society. Now, like, if you have like issues like that, please seek help for that. You have to be confident in what you're doing to really reflect that back in your work. So over time, when I was playing with the first avatar, I was trying to find my voice, and then I gave up on that. I just did me, and people just attached onto me. So, and then like more and more comedic stuff came out of it, and yada yada yada. We're here now. You just kind of have to figure out what you want to do with yourself when it comes to streaming, and you got to really put yourself out there. But one thing I don't like about VTubing though is I don't like the fact that you have to have lore. Just do it. Just make a model. You don't have to have lore, unless that is your gimmick. Like, if you're gonna be like, I am like Namor, I am the god of the sea, I like live in like the Philippines, and we're gonna be playing, you know, Subnautica. I'm gonna look for a particular fish so that I'm gonna hunt because it killed my family. Like, if that's gonna be your lore for your debut, then do it. But if you're going to like sit there and you're gonna write a 5-page thesis paper on why your avatar is a mushroom because of like you come from Mushroom Kingdom and like no, way too much work, way too much. Most people don't read it. But I want to get like an acting career thing with agencies. Just be yourself, because they probably will give you a different avatar. Sorry, not sorry. Like the agencies usually typically hire voice actors first versus a VTuber actor. That's just kind of it is. Furthermore, being able to just like really focus on yourself and not like everything around your avatar really improves your content more than like as much as I have a set here. Like I'm working on lore now. Like that's like the main thing that I pushed away to the side. Like, I mean, we had a little bit of lore, but that was just for like fun. But like now we're having like Ellie's gonna be something. We're gonna have the homeless trash guy that's doped up on crack be something. Kyle was just a pet. Now he has his own lore, which if you don't know, Kyle loves Doom, and we're gonna do a Doom like special. Like that's like been in the works for like a year and a half, because we tried before, but it just wasn't, it didn't feel right. So that's how we're gonna change stuff up. And furthermore, I could answer questions in chat about VTubing as well. Just let me know. I don't mind coming back to certain topics and such, and never feel like what I say is like the honest to God like 10 commandments of VTubing. Everybody's gonna have different advice, and everybody's gonna have different approaches. So do what makes you feel comfortable. Don't copy someone else. I say that because so many people, and I'm slowly seeing it more and more, so many people copy another person to do it. And I was like, oh, well, I kind of want to like, I'm guilty of it. I wanted to copy kind of what Duper does, but I've slowly changed my stuff into what is more me. So I'm guilty of it, but like I'm seeing people that are like, okay, well, I want to be like Gura or whatever part of Gura's community, but they kind of don't feel like being Gura or a part of that community for what she has. Like they want to be something different. They kind of want something that reflects them. So like you kind of get what I mean. Don't be like a copycat. Try to be original, be unique in your own way. You could still be, you know, you could still be like a witch that makes potions, and tonight you're brewing up a concoction, but you're gonna be playing Fortnite with, you know, your community because you felt successful at making a potion last week when you were doing just chatting. Now you're feeling confident enough to just chill out with the community and play games, like that kind of stuff. All right, so we're coming up on the hour mark here. So I'm going to take a quick break. I know it is going to suck. I will be right back from this little small commercial break. There aren't going to be like real big cuts. It's just I'm recording this. I'm not editing this. It's all live in camera. I just have to get hydrated. I've been talking for an hour straight, so just give me one quick second. All right, like I said, real quick second. I just had to like blow my nose, drink something. We are good to go. So the next part of this this episode is going to be talking about the 90s. Coming up, we have to really talk about. Oh my god, I have to dedicate an episode to Twisted Metal. I've talked about it for like the longest time, but I think I could just dedicate a whole podcast episode to it because there's literally hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. I have to like literally zoom the camera back just to say, hey, like I have to do whole hours on it. I would do in that BRB section, I would do an ad read, but we don't have any sponsors. Doubly owes me money. I will never do Raid Shadow Legends because they do not pay me enough. I don't like it. I've gotten a couple sponsorships through like Stream Elements. You can get sponsorships through Stream Elements. They hook you up that way, but they owe me money. What is it? What's that? The Blue Apron one that was like HelloFresh. HelloFresh owes me money. I did 2 months of promotion with them. Never got paid. Well, you gotta have people sign up for. No, that's not in my contract. My contract states if I have an ad, like I self-promotion, have it popping up on screen, like something. Even if it's like a contact at the company to talk to, that's fine. But there's no residuals for just having them do free ad pop-ups in my stream. Not happening. That's not. I'm not sinking that low. This isn't like NASCAR where I could just slap on different logos and call it a day. That being said, though, God dang, there's so many things for the 90s I could talk about. But I do also have to preference this, and this is kind of one of those trigger warning moments. Yeah, my past with my family has been such a dark place that being able to like remember a lot of the 90s is gone. So like my dad was abusive, and I kind of don't remember my childhood that well. So being able to do like the 90s ads and like see like a trailer to something that I remember in the past and like talking about it live on air, because we usually did 90s ads because I felt like that was safe. And there's a really good channel called Dave's Retro Archive, I think it is. Yeah, or it's Dave's Archive. Seeing old stuff on there and just reminiscing about stuff from the 90s, a little bit from the 80s. I enjoyed it. So being able to kind of like remember that a bit. Kind of got me through a lot of especially these chatty moments. So I want to do stuff where like we could talk about like PlayStation and just like I can't really talk about the like Nintendo because like I grew up with an entertainment, or I always forget how to say it, but it's like the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. I grew up with that. We skipped the Super generation. We went right over to PlayStation and N64. My friends had the N64 and I was the PlayStation kid. So, and then I didn't play, like I never played Metal Gear. I never played any of the really popular games like Resident Evil. The most I had played was Crash Bandicoot 3, Spyro 3, CTR. There's a whole list of them. But like I could go through that and we could talk about that stuff on here. So, basically, I just feel like that's kind of how we should do it. I know for a fact when we do the final avatar for the Twitch channel, we are gonna do Kingdom Hearts. I have Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3. I don't have the last game that came out, the Melody or whatever. But when we get closer to that time, we'll play all of them. Kind of like we're doing with Final Fantasy VII. That's kind of the reason why we're doing Final Fantasy VII, is because I'm seeing if you guys would sit through me playing a JRPG like that. That being said, I'm looking forward to playing Kingdom Hearts when we get there. But and the running joke of why we're playing Kingdom Hearts after the new model is because I look like a discount Sora / Roxas. When really we based the model off of Jack and Daxter. That kind of won in the community poll. We were really gonna do Spike from Ape Escape, because I was a huge fan of Ape Escape, and we have beaten all the Ape Escape games minus the PSP remake that they did. I don't feel the need that we need to play the PSP one. But that being, because it's just the first game. It's literally just the first game. I don't want to play a PSP port of the first game when we've already beaten the first game. But that being said, we did, and those are like the longest videos on the channel, because that was, we did 8 to 10 hour stream for Ape Escape, and I will never forget how fun it is. I love Ape Escape. I thought that was one of my childhood highlights. And being able to play it again on stream and just non-stop, just do the whole game, was fun. Except for Ape Escape 3. I never played Ape Escape 3, and only to find out that once we beat the game once, we had to go back through all of the levels and collect like 1 or 2 extra monkeys, because we couldn't just do what I would clear out areas with every new gadget. So every time we got a new gadget, I would go back, clear out the area that needed said gadget to get monkey. And then we would continue on further and finish the game at 100% towards the very end of the game. So then by the time the game was at the first ending, you go back with maybe a half hour to an hour, clean up the remaining monkeys from the last world, because the last world in Spencer's Castle was a goddamn nightmare. I hated every moment of it. I still to this day hate it. It still gives me Vietnam flashbacks. But that being said, you would go do that and then you'd finish the game. Yeah, you couldn't do that in Ape Escape 3. You had to go all the way back to the very beginning, and then you had to fight Spectre yet again. I was so done. So done. It wasn't worth it. I can't do it. I cannot. I would never play the third game again. You couldn't make me do it again. To be fair, I still have a fun time playing it, but it didn't have the same feeling like 2 had. 2 was really good for what it was worth. Oh, yeah, we also had to fight like all of the bosses again. That was great. That was so fun. Had to redo that to capture them so that they were done. It almost felt like we were speedrunning the game again at that point for that last hour. But nevertheless, like Ape Escape was like a childhood classic, and being able to do that on a stream was fun. And we do have, like you see around the set, we do have like Ape Escape apes around here. I don't think I have a camera right now for an Ape Escape monkey. I know we have one that's like over by. It's for the Hatsue Miku meme, but that's about it. But we have them there as like reminiscent about stuff. Maybe it's on the Aqua Team cam. No, he's not on the Aqua Team cam. I figured I'd try. I give in the panning shot in the beginning, but I don't have the cameras for that because it's just I built a train of cameras for that. But yeah, no, like reminiscing about stuff. So I figured like we would do something for the 90s. I know a lot of people do enjoy it when I rant about the 90s a little bit, but then also I didn't want to like always focus on that. So kind of going into the next episode for next week, like let me know in the comments below what you guys like. If you didn't like it at all, just hit the downvote button. Let me know. I need that data. I need the data, and nobody likes to listen to the data. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling and ranting for an hour and 10 minutes. I don't know how we're going to upload the episode. I think we're still going to go on YouTube. I don't know how we're going to like label it and such. I don't know what we're going to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to end it here. I know I said I was going to talk about the 90s, but it's such an open bag right now. So I use the comment section below on a topic that you guys want me to talk about, whether it be VTubing, the 90s, video gaming, and such. So I am Tateshi. I'm signing off. If you're wondering where to find me, as always, I am on twitch.tv/TateshiVR. The schedule is right here on screen. This is the current schedule for this week, but we are always live 5 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. GMT, and 2 p.m. PST. That is going to be on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with the exception of some Wednesdays. This Wednesday, this week, we were playing with Archmage in our community. We were playing Requisition VR, so we had opened up Wednesday. Wednesday, usually the day I'm working on editing and such for stuff, but I've cut back on my editing a bit just so I could work on other projects. I'm trying to get back into editing, doing other series on the channel. This is being one of those attempts. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I am Tateshi, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. I am signing off.